Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the STEM Digital School. This is grade 4 Natural Sciences and Technology. So I hope everyone is doing well, that you guys are good and ready for class. So guys, just before we continue, just a few ground rules. Remember, please keep your videos off throughout the whole session. If you do have any question or you want to give me an answer, then you can raise your hand or you can use the group chat. And again, the group chat is only for content specific information. With that, we mean that you can only talk about what we are discussing in the lesson. All right. So if you guys are disruptive, you will be removed from the class. If you don't follow the rules, you will be removed. Okay. So to avoid that, let's just stick to the rules. And also, when we chat in the group chat to each other or we answering each other, let us do that in a respectful manner. No name calling and no insults. All right. So I hope everyone is on board with that regard. Okay, so yesterday we did not finish up with the work that we're doing. I think we ended up on stored energy in fuels, right? And today we're just going to continue with the last part, which is a transfer of energy. Okay, and then we are going to look at the memo for the test that you guys wrote. And yeah, so let us continue. Okay, I see in the group I'm being asked about Kahoot. Guys, again, Kahoot is only for Fridays. We're not gonna play Kahoot during the week. Kahoot is only for Friday. Right. Transfer of energy. Remember, guys, we are revising. We are revising the work that we did last week. Okay, I have a hand. Let me just take the hand and then we'll continue. Manager?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, are we going to be marking the test?
If you do have the test with you, then you can mark it. But I am also going to mark the ones that I received, right? And
Okay.
I'm gonna give you guys feedback, right, by email, Friday and Saturday. So Friday and Saturday, you guys should expect feedback. So if you do want to mark your work, you can take out your test and then mark it with us, right?
Okay, ma'am, so is there still more time that we can still finish our test? Like, is the test still online?
I believe the test is still online, but I am not taking any more tests. Remember yesterday I said that it was the last day for you guys to email me your test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Right, guys, let's just quickly wrap up transfer of energy and then we can start with the memo. All right. Okay, so transfer of energy. Energy can be transferred from one part of the system to another. And then we had a question that says, can energy be transferred from one form to another? And it was yes. An example is electrical energy being transferred from a source to the appliance or a light bulb. And if we look at the picture at the bottom, we know that most light bulbs use electricity. So electrical energy is transferred from a source to the light bulb in order to make it glow. So we have an input energy as well as a useful output energy. Right. Then here we have more examples. A torch will not work when you turn it on unless it has batteries. The input energy for the torch to work comes from the chemical energy which is in the batteries, and it is changed to electrical energy. Okay, so we have chemical as well as electrical energy from the batteries. Then it goes into the appliance. We switch on the appliance, we receive light as well as heat energy. Okay. Then the summary for stored fuels, stored energy, right? Stored energy in fuels. Energy is all around us as light, movement, heat, as well as sound. Energy can be stored in sources such as fuels and can be transferred where needed. Then people have invented machines and appliances such as kettles and bicycles to do work. Then energy is input to the machines, and then work is the output from them. All right, cool. So that is our summary. Then I see a hand, Zoe.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry I'm late, ma'am.
No problem, Zoe. No problem, as long as you're in class.
Ma'am, did I miss anything that you did that was new work for today?
No, you were in class last week, so you did get all the work that I've just covered.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just welcome to everyone who got in late. Hello, I see you guys. Thank you for joining us. Right, then we can get to the memorandum. Okay, so if you did write the test and you do have it at home, somewhere near you, you can get hold of it, then you can just quickly go grab it so that we can go through the memo. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys probably a minute or two, and then we're going to start off. All right. Okay, and just something else now, because we're gonna have like questions popping up and then the answers. You guys can give me an answer before I reveal the answers, but you would need to use the group chat. Okay, so I think it would be faster if we all use the group chat, or you can raise your hand, it's fine. But if you can use the group chat, then you guys can use the group chat to send through your answers. Okay, so section A, or question 1 of the test, was multiple choice. So you had to choose the correct answer from all the options that were given to you. Okay, so if we just look at question 1, it reads, everything around us is made up of option A was plants and animals, option B was water, option C was matter. So you had to choose the correct answer. So guys, the most important thing here, right, or how to answer these questions is to cross out the correct ones. Okay, so if you just cross out the incorrect questions, or rather the incorrect answers, then it can eventually lead you to the correct answer. All right. Okay, guys, what's going on in the group? Okay. Okay. Guys, do focus, man, because I'm sure you don't want to be kicked out. That wouldn't be nice. All right, cool. So you guys can give me the answer to question 1.1. Can just send the answer to the group chat, or you can raise your hand. I'm just going to take one hand per question. Right, Zoe?
Ma'am, the answer is D, matter.
Okay, so everything around us is made up of matter. All right, beautiful. Okay, Siyabonga, you can keep your hand up. There's more questions coming through. And let's see, indeed, the answer is D. Okay, question 1.2. Which of the following looks dead but can be revived? Siyabonga, I see your hand. Diane, you can also just keep your hand up for the next question. Yes, Siyabonga?
Seed.
Excuse me, come again?
Seed.
Seed. All right, so thank you very much, Siyabonga. Okay, so let's see if indeed it is seed. Okay. And indeed, question 1.2 was seed. So a butterfly, if it's dead, it is dead. A river, nope. And then a fire, nope. Okay, but a seed, yes, because if it looks dead, then we can plant it and it can go into a living thing again. All right, thank you, Adeline, there in the group. Malik, you did not miss much. All right. Question 1.3. The function of the roots on a plant is to A, reproduce, B, create minerals, C, make food, or D, anchor the plant? Diane?
Ma'am, my name's actually pronounced Dane.
Oh, thank you very much for that, Dane. I think it's the second time I'm making this mistake. Dane. Okay. Okay, Dane, what is the answer? A, B, C, or D?
Ma'am, the answer is D.
All right, beautiful. Well done, Dane. I see Sharice Malik Nokwanda. They also say it is D, and indeed the answer is D. Question 1.4. Which of the following is not a structure of an animal? Is it the head, backbone, body, or limbs? Meninglet, A, B, C, or D?
Which of the following? Backbone.
Backbone. All right, beautiful. Thank you very much, Meninglet. Okay, so I see in the group, Warabile says D. Cherise, you Warabile changed back to B. Okay, let's see what the answer is. And the answer is backbone. So the head, body, and limbs, that forms part of the structure of an animal. All right, hope everyone is following. If I am going too fast, remember, guys, you can just use that button there by participants that says go slower, or you can just type in the group if you need me to just slower down my pace. Okay. Right. And question 1.5. A habitat is a option A, natural home for a plant. Option B, natural home for an animal. Option C, a place where plants and animals can blend in. Or option D, natural home for plants and animals. Okay, Siyabonga.
D.
D, beautiful, Siyabonga. Thank you very much for that. Okay, I see Warabile, Malik, Cherise, and Menenke also say it is D, and that is correct, guys. So, guys, for question 1, each question was 1 mark. So, if you got it incorrect, then you get 0. Okay, so but if you got each question from 1.1 to 1.5 correct, then you would get 5 out of 5. All right. Okay, so this is just part of what we covered during the revision. Okay, so basic structures in animals. This comes straight from the Siyavula textbook. It says, let's take a closer look at the body parts of animals. Just like plants, animals also have a basic structure. The basic structures of an animal are the head, tail, body, limbs, as well as sense organs. Okay, so we can already see that from the options that we had on the previous question, backbone was not part of the answer. All right. I see a hand. Tyron? Okay. You can't get you unmuted there. Let's try again. Okay,
Ma'am, I thought we were moving on to the next question.
Oh, all right. Just keep your hand up then. No problem. I'll just unmute you now because we are going to move on to the next question. Yes, question 2. It said, finish each sentence, right? Choose the correct word from the box. So we have words camouflage, we have far apart, we have close together, we have sun, and we have a. So it's question 2.1, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, as well as question 2.5, and each question is 1 mark. Okay, so you need to match basically, or rather finish the sentence with the words given in this box, and then we're going to start with Tyron for question 2.1. In a solid, particles are
Close together, ma'am.
beautiful. Thank you very much for that, Tyron. So in a solid, particles are close together. And then Dane, 2.2, in a gas, particles are
Ma'am, far apart.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for that, Dave. So in a gas, particles are far apart. Then question 2.3, plants get absorbed, that was supposed to be can, absorb carbon dioxide from the, and then you need to fill in that missing word to create food. Okay, so question 2.3, we can already see there we had a grammatical error that was supposed to be can. Okay, so let's go to Nathaniel. What is the answer for question 2.3?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
The answer is A.
It's air. All right, so beautiful, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so the answer is A. I just wrote it here, guys, just here at the end. Then question 2.4, the is the source of energy for the plant. It's here, I want there.
Ma'am, it's sun.
So the sun is the source of energy for the plant. Well done, Awande. And so we have the sun. So the sun is also written just there at the end of the sentence. Then 2.5, animals use to hide from predators. Yabonga,
Camouflage.
camouflage, beautiful. Thank you very much for that. So guys, another thing that you guys could have used here, if you are done with adding the word for question 2.1, for example, it was in a solid, particles are close together, then you go back to your box here and you cross it out. Then you're only left with 4 options. When you get to question 2.2, then you answer far apart, you cross it out, and then you're left with 3 options for the remaining questions. Okay, so that in that way, it makes it very much easier for you to just go through the next questions with a limited options. All right. Then we had question 3, which says label the flower correctly in the rectangles provided. And we're going to start with the left-hand side. So the left-hand side would be here, right? This part here. And we're going to start with the top one. Let's hear from Dane. What is the label for the top rectangle there?
Ma'am, the label is root. Sorry, ma'am, flower.
This one? All right, beautiful. Thank you very much, Dane. The Dane says it's a flower. Let us see. And indeed, it is the flower. And guys, you can participate. Just write your answers in the chat. I would like to see everyone participating. Okay, because I'm getting the same hands. All right, I see more people there by the hands. You can keep your hands up. Don't put your hands down. Okay, so we still have a lot of questions to go through. So you guys can just keep your hands up. All right. Then we go to Nathaniel. What is the label for this part here? Or for this rectangle here? Nathaniel, label.
It is the leaf.
It is the leaf, the beautiful.
I also
Yes.
want to say my name is Anesu.
Oh, Anesu. Oh, all right. Sorry about that.
That's my brother's name that I'm using.
Oh, okay. Hopefully I remember that, Anesu. Okay, thank you very much. Beautiful. And so Anesu said that is the leaf, and indeed it is the leaf. Okay, now we're moving to the right-hand side. Okay, Siyabonga, so now we are here at this particular rectangle here. Right, let's hear, Siyabonga.
Stem.
There we go. Come again.
Stem.
Stem. Beautiful, Siyabonga. Well done. Meet you there. And indeed, it is the stem. Okay, Tyron, last one. Last rectangle.
The last one is roots.
Okay, and what is the function of the roots?
The function of the root is to anchor the plant.
All right, beautiful. Thank you very much for that, Tyron. Okay. So lastly, and we have roots. So question 3 was out of 4 marks, and all you had to do was to give labels. All right. Then we can just go back to the notes that we had. We had this picture here, right, which showed us the bud, which showed us the node, the flower, the fruit, the green leaf, the stem, as well as the root. Okay, so I'm just going to ask Kiara here. What is the function of the leaf?
Ma'am, it first starts by the root, and then it grows into you have to do germination with the flower, and then it goes to the stem, and then it goes to the green leaf, and then you have to give it a lot of water so that the leaf can grow into a fruit, and then the leaf can grow into a flower, and then the flower can grow into a fruit.
Fruit, all right, beautiful, Kiara. Thank you very much for that.
And it's
Okay,
actually pronounced Kira.
Kira. Okay, thank you very much, Kira. Hopefully I don't forget that, Kira. Beautiful. And right. Then we have more hands. I see, do I have new hands? Develop, okay. Guys, as said before, please let us all participate. If you are maybe shy about raising your hand, you can use the group chat. Okay, you can use the group chat and I'll give the answers that you wrote on the group chat to the class. Then next question, question 4, list 4 functions of a structure. List 4 functions of a structure, and I'm going to give it to Develop. Okay, just accept on your side for the mic to unmute. Let's try again. Okay. Seems like we are not winning. Let's Develop. Oh, Develop, seems like we can't get you on. Okay, let's see who else is new. Oh, there we go. Develop. We're not getting any sound from you, Develop. But that's fine. You can just use the group chat. Okay, so everyone whose hands are up, these are people who have been answering. Bandile, why are you not participating? Gabriel, why are you not participating? Nokwanda, Pamela, Rarak, Siseko, Unati, come guys. Raise your hands, guys. Okay, here we go. We have Siseko. Siseko, list the 4 functions of a structure.
Ma'am, I wasn't here last week.
Okay,
and
but
I didn't do the test.
Okay, you didn't do the test. You were not here last week, but have you covered term 1 as well as term 2's work?
Yes.
All right, cool. So tell us what you remember.
Well, term 1 and term 2 here or at school?
Here or at school, either way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So do you remember doing structures?
Yes.
Okay, so what are the functions of a structure? Why are structures important?
To hold the plant up.
To hold the plant up. Okay, what else?
Give it water, food.
Now remember, we're talking about a structure. Okay, talking about a structure. Do you know what a structure is?
Yes.
Okay, what is a structure?
It's something that makes a plant like still, anchors it to the ground, makes it straight up.
Okay, so as a human being, right, do you have a structure?
Yes.
And what is your structure?
Bones.
Right, so it's the skeleton. Okay, so what does the skeleton help you with?
Be like, I don't know it to describe it.
In order for you to move from your bedroom to go to the kitchen, what do you do? Or rather, what
You
do you tell the
walk.
you walk? And that is with the aid of your bones, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that means the structure also helps us with movement.
Oh.
Yes. All right, thank you very much for participating in this, Iseko. I hope you learned something. Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have new hands? Bandile. Let's hear from you. The 4 functions of a structure.
To walk,
Mm-hmm.
to build,
To build, okay.
mm, to transport,
Transport, okay.
and make things.
And make things. All right. Cool. Thank you very much for that, Bandile. Beautiful. Okay, so guys, we're helping each other. If there is something that you don't know, we are all learning. Okay, we are all learning. So let us not be scared to give the incorrect answer. We are all learning. Okay, let me take the last hand, Zoe.
A structure
Mhm.
helps to support the plant or human so that it doesn't like for example when your teacher said that you must sit up straight,
Yes.
so it helps the plant it helps a plant or human not to um not to
This shape.
not to lose shape.
Okay, so the first thing you mentioned there was it supports. Okay,
Yes,
beautiful.
ma'am.
And then the next function,
It helps for movement.
in movement, that's your second mark. All right, third mark.
Um, it helps. It helps to to make it strong.
Okay, makes it strong. Okay, and lastly,
And so that when maybe you get hit, you you don't, like for example if you get hit on your knee and you your skin comes off or your skin comes off, so then and so then your bone and you and so it, just in case your knee gets hurt again, or maybe like for example let's say a bad guy comes into your house and then they try to shoot you but they miss and then they shoot you on the knee, so your knee, so the bone that is by your knee, it helps your knee not to feel lots of pain, and it also helps it to be strong.
all right, beautiful. Thank you very much for that elaborate answer, Zoe.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, so I hope everyone has been listening to everyone's answers. Okay, so I see some responses in the group. And I see some of them I don't know. We can guess our way through. And I see you were there. You were in class when we did revision. Yeah? You were in class when we did term 1 as well as term 2 revision. So we can guess our way through the answers. Okay. So first function of a structure, it is to protect. think Zoe also gave us an example of protection of how a structure protects, right? And then another function is to contain. Okay, so an example of containing, we can use an example of a car, right? So the car is a shell structure, and it contains, or it contains people which are inside. Okay, so if you get inside a car, you are contained inside that car, right? And we are also protected by a structure, right? So the structure of a car would protect us from any harsh sunlight, any harsh wind, you know. And then the third function that we have of a structure is to support. Okay, so we made an example of how the human skeleton supports the body, and it even supports us to sit up straight, to walk upright. Okay, and then lastly is to span a gap. Okay, so when we talk about spanning a gap, we speak about closing up a gap. All right. So these are the 4 functions of a structure. So guys, if there is a question that you did not know how to answer, I would suggest that you take out your notebooks and write down these questions and answers. Okay, so I will just or rather reduce my pace as I go through these questions. So, okay, so I'll just go on to the next question. 4.1 was 4 marks. So if you said something about spanning the gap, or even if you explained, you would have gotten your mark. If you spoke about supporting, or you gave an example about how a structure supports, then you would also get your mark. If you spoke about containing, or gave an example, then I would give you your mark there, as well as protection, or to protect. Okay. So I see it's adding on there, saying that some structures are there to hold bridges, and they are man-made or natural. That is correct. So we do have natural structures that we looked at, and we also have man-made structures that we also looked at. Okay, next question. I believe it's 4.2. The technological process has 5 steps. Write the steps in the correct order. Very important to note the last part, which says the correct order. Okay, let's hear from, do you have anyone new? Okay, anyways, let's start from the top. Tyron?
Then
Yes, Tyron?
for the last, I'm not sure if I still got it right, because I said to keep someone or something stable, to give plants and protect and do the 7 life processes.
Okay, so on that question, you would get 3 marks. Okay, because in terms of the life processes, I know that movement is one of the 7 life processes. And then in getting nutrients, not per se. Okay, so the getting nutrients one is, yeah, that one is just, it's a bit off. Okay, so that's not a function of a structure, but an organelle that is found in a particular body of an organism.
And
Or
the
did I use-
technological process is design, develop, test, recreate, and repeat.
Come
At least
again,
I
just
think
repeat that for me.
Design, develop, test, recreate, and repeat.
Design, develop, and then
Test,
test and repeat.
recreate, and repeat.
Okay, recreate and repeat. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Tyron.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the answers that I have is investigate, design, make, evaluate, and communicate. Okay, so I believe you guys remember the slide where you guys even asked me like, ma'am, what does evaluate? What does evaluate mean? You guys remember what evaluate means? I think we we spent about like 5 minutes talking about this word evaluate. Immediately, your hand is up. You can tell us what does evaluate mean?
Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, I'm not really sure what evaluate means.
Okay.
But then I think it means when you gather everything up.
It means when you gather everything up. Okay, cool. Thank you very much for sharing. I think we will just break down this technological process and start with investigate. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Melinda. So Bandile, tell us, what do we mean when we say that we first need to investigate before we design or before we make or construct a structure or anything basically? What
But
do we mean by
I
investigate?
wanted to say that I couldn't answer this question because I didn't learn about it yet.
Or you did, also you weren't in class when you did revision?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so guys, if you were not in class when we did our term 1 as well as term 2 revision, you can go on YouTube, okay, and just look for, I can't remember which week it was where we did the revision, but you can just check out the videos on YouTube and you will just get up to speed with term 1 as well as term 2's work, okay? Because the test was based on term 1 as well as term 2. Okay. Then the topic is revision. Okay, so the topic is revision. Just go through the whole revision series and then you'll be good for term 1 as well as term 2. Hi, Dave. I hope I got the name correct. Dave. Dave, just accept on your side.
Hello,
There we
ma'am.
go. Hi. So I need you to explain to us before we make before we construct something, we are required, according to the technological process, to first investigate. What do we mean by that?
Ma'am, you must like see is there any mistakes in the thing.
Okay, so let me give you an example. Né? You are required to construct a birdhouse and you are being told to investigate. What will you be investigating?
Ma'am, I'll be investigating to see is it like correct. Did I make any mistakes?
Okay, all right. Thank you very much that day.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Awesome. Does anyone else have a different answer? Let's take our one day. Let's see from you. Do you have a different answer?
Investigate means to look, to find out information.
Okay, so we're finding out information. Remember the example that we have is that we are supposed to construct a bird house. So we're going to look for information. What type of birds are we building the house for? What do they like? Is the material that I'm going to use soft enough? All right, thank you very much, Awande.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So when we get to step number 2, which is design, this is the part where you would probably draw your bird house before building it, okay? So you're gonna draw it and then just point out on your drawing that there's, on this part, I'm gonna put the window, on that part, I'm just gonna keep it open. On the floor, I'm gonna put soft fabric, etc. Okay, then we get to the third step, which is the step where we actually make the bird house. Okay, so now we'll gather all our materials and basically build or construct this bird house. And then when we get to the fourth step, this is the evaluation step. This is where we are assessing. Okay, so we are assessing whether this bird house is strong enough, whether it is attractive, if it needs to be attractive, whether it is big enough, and whether the birds will actually fit in the house. And then when we get to communicate, at the communication step, that's where we actually put the birdhouse out there, okay, for the birds to live in or to chill in. All right. So I hope everyone understands the 5 steps of the technological process. I think from Tyron we got a different answers. I don't know what your guys' textbooks say about the technological process, but this is the one that is mentioned in my textbook. So if your textbook, guys, they give you different words, you can just share it with us, ne? You can just share it with us. If your textbook has like different terms, different words, the 5 steps, then you guys can raise your hand and share it with the class. All right. Okay, so seems like we do not have any differences in textbooks. No problem. Then let us continue to the next question, which says, give an example of where tubing is used to strengthen as a strengthening method. Where is tubing used? Right, Tyron, I see your hand.
Ma'am, I said silos.
Silos.
Yes.
All right, beautiful. Okay. Do we have any different answer? Different answer from anyone else? What did you guys say for question 4.3? An example where tubing is used. You guys can also type it in the group chat. All right, Bandile. Yeah.
Like for square platforms.
Platforms. Can you just repeat that for me again, Bandile?
For square platforms.
Okay, I believe you said platforms. I didn't hear the first word there. Okay, thank you very much, Bandile. All right, let's hear Zoe.
Ma'am, another example when tubing is used is
Zoe? Okay.
is when they are making is when they are putting in pipes so that people can get their water.
Okay, putting in pipes in order to deliver water to houses. All right, beautiful. Thank you very much for that, Zoe.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, let's hear Agnes's example.
On a part of a toilet at the back of it.
All right, I see the part that you're talking about there. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful, Agnes. Thank you. Then last hand, which is Tyron.
Ma'am, I have another one, which is water towers.
Water towers, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much for that addition, Tyron.
We have to make water towers, and that's when I use tubing for legs.
Oh, okay. That is actually awesome. Okay, thank you very much for sharing, Tyron.
You're welcome.
Awesome. And so my example was iron roofs. Okay, so you guys would remember. This is exact straight from the Siapula textbook. Okay, so this was for the question that was asking about the structures, the function of structures. So we see here that structures do 4 kinds of jobs. They primarily serve to protect, contain, support, as well as span the gap, right? And then ways in which materials can be strengthened. We mentioned tubing and folding. Remember, guys, I give you guys an example of how you can just roll your paper, right, into a tube, and that makes it stronger. Okay, so that is what we mean by tubing, Unati. And then here we have the square, right, and the round tubing. So you can also just do this when building a structure, right? A paper structure or whatever type of structure that you might be building. You can just roll your paper, your cardboard into a tube. It makes your structure stronger, or you can roll it into a square tube. Okay. And we have an example of the bridge where tubing is used. You guys can see here, these long strands here, these are tubes which keep the bridge longer. And right here we have the corrugated iron. Okay, so these are usually used for roofs. Okay, so guys, we are going to stop here. We are going to stop here and then continue tomorrow with the rest of the paper. But thank you guys very, very much for joining in. Seems like time is up. Okay, so guys, remember, if you do not have textbooks, you can get the Siyavula textbook on www.thunderboltkids.co.za, or you can get the Via Africa Natural Sciences and Technology textbook on Snaplify. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining in class, and thank you for participating. You guys have a lovely, lovely, lovely day and enjoy the rest of your classes. If you do have any questions, you can email the school at stemdigitalschool@africachindex.co.za. And if you do need slides, maybe those that we have previously covered, you can drop me an email and then I will forward them to you. Okay, guys, goodbye.